Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ. You're here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. Got another Dutch cruiser in early access. This one is called the Haarlem. For those of you who aren't widely read, the Dutch originally settled at the south tip of Manhattan Island and called their colony New Amsterdam to protect the fur trade. America back in those days had beavers everywhere. Beaver pelts made coats that were very valuable, and everyone wanted them because they repelled water and were very warm. And so that's why New Amsterdam came to exist. And Haarlem was probably named a neighborhood in that area or a village that later became the Haarlem neighborhood in New York City. So that is a Dutch name, and here's the Dutch spelling of Haarlem with an extra A. And so Haarlem is a cruiser. The Tier 7 cruiser. In 1939, Dutch authorities decided to construct capital ships for their navy. Congo-class battle cruisers were the comparison. This ship was never built because the armor was considered insufficient. So the diagram, maybe the gun caliber doesn't match up, but this is a variant of that class. Going back to wiki.wargaming.net as we get into combat here, max dispersion 178 meters, HE and AP shell velocity 925 meters per second, HE and AP shell weight 122 kilos. And we'll be back to talk about the pros and cons, at least on the wiki of Wargaming here in a minute. You can see we have an airstrike. We're trying to figure out where those ships are going to end up. Flandre ramming the other ship into there. We are using the calendar commander on this ship, so we're going to go over our build. We did get some hits there. The bomb strikes on this thing have seemed pretty good. So I'm not disappointed with that. I'm going to adjust my aim over to the Kansas because I can see the Kansas. And Flandre, we will set another bomb drop off there. Now, remember, I'm not using Carol Dorman, so there's no increasing damage every time you hit the same enemy effect going on. The Flandre was slower than I thought, so we only hit him with a couple bombs, and we did set him on fire. More shots out at the Kansas. We hit a little bit of the island there. We're going to move forward just a touch to protect our citadel, and because the rocks are lower. All right, came back to a stop, allegedly, still shooting at Kansas. And we were able to kind of do this with impunity, so if you can get an area like this where you can shoot and not necessarily be spotted, and we only took a teeny bit of damage there, you can get some work done. Kansas is ramming into another ship, and only one shell hit and caused a fire. I will take that, and we will continue to shoot at Kansas for now. I want to preface the rest of the video by saying I'm not a cruiser player, so please don't expect miracles. It was a miracle for me that I performed as well in these cruisers as I did. All right, so we're moving up here, and we're going to run into the island because I forgot how the island is shaped. We set Kansas on fire again. I should have dropped right over the Kansas, or maybe on the cruiser, or maybe on Flandre, but I didn't do any of that. Flandre is coming right up the middle. I don't recommend this, not because I'm going to damage Flandre, especially a lot. I just don't recommend doing what he is doing, that's all. All right, shot those way too low, although I was trying to pen maybe what I thought would have been thin armor. Maybe at the bow I might have had a chance to do that. We're going to go for the superstructure on the second salvo. Not really very successful either. I should have just kept shooting HE the entire time. But I am dumb. Flandre eats a bunch of shells. We are going to move up and hide behind the island some more. And I don't think he's really going to get shots out at me that do a lot of damage. He missed there. He gets killed. And we'll take a hand job flag. Hat tip to Las Vegas. I wouldn't have thought to call it the hand job medal, but that's what we're going to call it. All right. Another flandre coming right up the middle. We're going to bounce our rear end off the island. That flandre is dead. Looks like there's a destroyer and a cruiser still in Bravo. We're going to try to maneuver around this part of the island here, a little outcropping, and then get into the middle cap, the Bravo cap, and try to clean that up. Rochester, not especially worried about him, and definitely not worried about a destroyer. Shots out on the Rochester, front turrets only, rear turrets, it's landscaping. Great timing. He got absolutely evaporated by a Georgia there. Kansas still out there maneuvering. We'll set a bomb drop there. Picardy out of range. Kansas not going as fast as I hoped. Believe the destroyer's off to my starboard side here, so we're going to keep that in mind. See, I'm peeking over there. I see Kansas going to scooch back. We're going to turn. Front turret's out on Kansas. Can we skip it between the lighthouse and the land? We can. There is the destroyer Shiratsuyu. We hit our sonar. Keep in mind your sonar is very short range. Probably 5 kilometers for ships, 3.5 for torps, if I'm remembering correctly. So you got to be really close to them to get them lit up here. Got a helping hand on the Kansas. So we got 3 of those so far. Still moving in. There is Shiratsuyu grounded against the island. Probably out of torpedoes. We are just going to use the front briefly. Now we're going to turn and get all 4 turrets on target. He gets smashed off screen. Pardon me, 3 turrets. And there is a dev strike for our first kill. All right, Picardy out there. And we are flipping this cap. I'm just going to chip at Picardy as we try to cap the space out. And I think we'll get a help it, like an assisted cap. Set him on fire, continuing to shoot as we do get the assisted cap. And did some more hits. Bismarck way in the distance. We are focused on Picardy, mostly because he looks closer to death. Closer to death. We're going to shoot and then run into the island here and bounce off. And I'm not doing this the right way. You should accelerate into the island and then full reverse. And I was already reversing. Continuing to shoot, all those got landscaping earth instead of the superstructure. Now we got room. Another salvo out on Picardy, whose fire went out. And did some good damage, but didn't finish him off. And we're going to shoot, but I think somebody else is going to finish him off before we can. Last ship besides Picardy is Bismarck. We got a helper on Picardy. Bismarck, can we make it over the island from this angle? Yes, we can. And then we're going to accelerate forward. But I think all we have to do is a certain amount of damage. We set him on fire. And that might be all we need for the hand job medal. More damage. He's dead. And 2 people got the hand job medal. Well, isn't that sweet? All right, so here we are on the victory screen in the Haarlem. The hand job medal, dev strike medal, 88,000, 906 total damage, 68 main battery hits, 8 bomb drops, 1 kill, 7 fires, 5 assisted kills, and a assisted base cap. 308,232 silver, 9,300 ship XP, 9,700 commander XP in the Haarlem. Pardon me, I wasn't using the new commander. We were using Carol Dorman. 2 medals, 1 big kills, 2455 base XP. Close enough. So we were using Ik van Il van Meij. or whatever it is, which just basically increases damage the more you hit the same target. Definitely the skill that makes that commander work. All right, here in the port, taking a look at the upgrades. Early access ship. Aiming system mod 1. Steering gears mod 2. Concealment system mod 1. And the unwieldily named gun fire control system mod 2. Fully upgraded ship. All right, we got HE, AP, and aerial HE bombs. Damage control party, 3 charges of a short range sonar, runs for 100 seconds, 3 charges of DFAA, 4 charges of the repair party with our build. Epic ship XP booster, and the rare battle booster for movement speed and cooldown time. The unique Royal Netherlands Navy camo, and the Tier Strong flag. The base camo looks rusty, that's why. All right, hit points 40,100, 19% torpedo damage reduction with our build. The aircraft for the Fokker TV, they have 2050 hit points, 9 kilometer detectability range. They restore 90 seconds, drop 6 bombs per payload, 10 aircraft per attack unit. In theory, that's 60. Max bomb damage 5,800. The fire chances in the mid-30s. Artillery, 3 triple 203 millimeter turrets, 17.6 kilometer firing range, 12.3 second reload, 18.8 second turn time. HE shells 2850 max damage, 13% fire chance. AP shells 4800 max damage. 4 twin secondaries, reload every 5.2 seconds, or pardon me, range of 5.2. 3 second reload. HE shells 1700 max damage. 7% fire chance. All right, moving on to your AA. Your secondaries are dual purpose, and they do count as AA. Your best AA, 40 millimeter Bofors model 1936, just a paltry 106 damage per second. So not great AA. You need that DFAA charge. Maneuverability, 33.5 knots, 730 meter turning circle, 8.9 second rudder shift time. Concealment, 9.5 on the surface, 6.4 from the air, 6.6 when firing from smoke. Take a look at the stats. We have played 3 matches and won 2. That's good enough for me. 32% main battery accuracy, really abysmal. 0.7 kill death ratio, doing 49k average damage per match on the ship. The last match you saw was our best match. I don't love cruisers. I'm going to take it and leave. You know, you've got guns and you got planes. That's the only way you can do damage. Take a look at the armor. Maybe that's some kind of turtleback scheme there. Not really the whole Citadel. The bow has a misleading armor belt, 25 millimeters above and below it. The armor belt is just 40 millimeters. It's also called Why Bother. Casemate armor has an armor belt of up to 200 millimeters, and the side plating goes up over that to act perhaps as some sort of spaced armor. Turret, the roof is sloped. The barbettes out of the casemate is more heavily armored, so that's better than nothing, I guess. And the rest of the stuff just catches on fire. That is the armor profile of the Haarlem. All right, sure shot, yes. Hidden, I guess so. Airstrike, yes. They've gotten better by not lying in those. All right, here's Carol Dorman. Base trait, stop at any cost. I did rank him up a little bit with some commander stuff. Now at 16.3, doing 2.85% more damage against cruisers and destroyers. Mimbelli and Kuznetsov are inspiration for reload and range. Row 1, Ingenious. Row 2, Look at Me Now. Row 3, Sponge. Row 4, Ik Vol An Vol Me. The increasing damage per hit on a singular target. And fully packed. That's the Haarlem. That's my build. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment below, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.